Boom. Boom. Can I get a what?
Boom, shaka. Can I get a whoop, whoop?
What?
Boom, shaka, laka, shaka, laka, shaka, laka. Hey, wow, how do you guys jump on so fast? It's like there were already people on here before we even clicked the button. Hey, guys.
Magic.
Hey, everyone.
Magic. Because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is a beautiful day in the closet.
That is magical.
The more I look at our closet, I really think we need to.
Oh, God, please let's not start with another project.
I know we're like color coordinated, but goodness, do you hang up these shirts? Like, they should be, like, like.
Hi, Kathy.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, hey, guys.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Kathy and Sarah and McGreen Floyd.
McGreen Floyd.
Hello.
You just made my
Thank
day.
you. You look gorgeous.
I feel like
as
my
well.
eyes are a little baggy today, but
hey,
turns
Anna.
out that's just the way it's going to be in my 40s.
This is the way.
Son of a bitch.
It's the way.
Do y'all know about that plexiglass stuff they keep talking about? They like put the little things on the eyes and it just like whoop, disappears. I don't know if it's true, but something in me wants to try it because if I could get rid of my beaks, it'd be a happy girl.
The beaks. Guys,
hey,
we have
Heidi.
exciting news today, and we're super excited to record this podcast and tell you guys about this exciting news. Now,
hey,
for those of you guys that are our VIPs, you already know because we just told you. But we're going to tell you now. So let's go ahead and record a podcast. You ready?
You want to? I know this is where I have to be quiet because Jay does this whole like 000 whatever.
We record a podcast, but we're also recording ourselves as well as live on YouTube. So that's kind of how this works here with the Joe Crazy Calories podcast. Back in the closet.
Hi, Liz. Good
hey
news.
Hey y'all.
Oh,
yes, we got good news.
Sean said I love my Oxycontin minnows. Okay, do the podcast.
Okay.
Do the podcast. Okay. Sure.
Welcome to episode number 0027 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. We're happy today. It's a happy day.
We're happy today. So last week, I just have to say this. So last week's podcast was to kitten or not to kitten.
That is the question.
Today we answer the question.
Today we are following up with what our decision was. I forgot my bracelets.
Wow. Sorry guys, we have to go. I'm sorry.
I didn't realize that until just now, but so quick backstory if you guys are listening to this podcast for the first time or joining us here live on YouTube for the first time and don't know what's happening, guys, we so 3 weeks ago,
really back in the spring of 97
many moons ago, we suddenly lost one of our kitties. And we did, like, if you go back three podcasts ago.
It'll be a month on Wednesday.
Oh my goodness. So if you go back to, you go back to some of our previous podcasts, we talk about that. And it was a horrible thing.
It was a very sudden thing.
It was very shocking for us. It was very shocking. Okay. He was our boy. He's been
very busy since he passed.
Yes,
I just have to say.
He is now the Secretary of the Universe.
So
he has a very busy schedule. He hasn't visited us that much, but we understand because of his job. However, shortly after we lost him, there was this kind of like, almost like, for me specifically, Jay speaking here, there was kind of like a kitten itch that I got.
And by
I saw some kittens that were posted as needing a home on Instagram, and I was like,
she was very open to the idea,
right? Maybe we need kittens,
inviting new life into our home.
Correct. Yes, but Adrienne was not.
No.
So then, going and adopting kittens is something that we've never done before. We've never just been like, oh my goodness, those kittens, like, see something on Instagram, we're like, yeah, let's drive to LA and rent some kittens or something.
Rent?
I don't know.
Kittens?
Grab some kittens. We just haven't done that before. So what we decided to do, we decided not to do that. And then the next morning, after I brought this up to Adrienne, it had actually gone on in my head for a couple days. But
she usually does that. She'll let stuff like marinate in her head before she brings it up to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the next day, we get this text from our pet sitter, our beautiful pet sitter, Sarah. And she said, look what was dumped on my property. And there were 2 kittens. One was gray, one was calico. And they were dumped on her property. And she had already tried to find some homes for them, but nobody wanted to take them together. And so she was like, I don't know if you guys are ready, but these babes are going to need a home. So last week we talked about how we were going to, because we still weren't sure if we should have kittens or not, and, start adopting, like bringing in new family members. We decided to kitten sit. So Monday we had these 2 beautiful babies over to our home, and we spent the day with them. And then we asked if they could stay the night. And then and
they're isolated, so they haven't met our other babies. The other babies did know that there was company in the home.
Obviously, they're cats.
And that brought up another issue with our Pooh Bear, who is he
has an autoimmune disease.
And he is easily stressed out. So anything
stress triggers the symptoms of his autoimmune disease.
Right, which he had already been dealing with a few issues because we had lost Mr. Biddles, his best bud.
Yeah.
So we already knew he was dealing with a few issues, and we were working with Pam on helping his flare up. And then we brought in
Pam from Perfectly Holistic.
It's like
we just talk about Pam like
Pam
everybody knows who Pam is.
Pam is like one of those, like, it's like Madonna. Like everybody knows her by her one name.
Right.
It's Pam. It's Pam, right? It's
Pam,
like
if you're
Beyonce.
Here, you're Madonna now.
You are the Beyonce of the cat world. It's Pam.
Yeah.
Pam. Anyway, but when we brought the little ones in, and we kept them up in our guest room by themselves, but Pooh Bear's flare up got a little bit worse. So we had a number of things to be considering in this decision.
Yeah. So we did have them come back and get them on Tuesday, and take them home,
which was really hard.
That was
actually.
It was even harder on you because I had put, if you guys heard our podcast last week, I had actually put a wall up. So I was like, I'm not quite sure if this is going to happen, so I'm not going to get attached to
She turns into the ice queen.
Fell in love with them.
No
They're
emotion.
So sweet. Loved it, but I can literally turn into an ice queen.
Oh, she's on and off, just like.
I've never even said that. Have you ever said that word, an ice queen? Is that a word?
I don't know.
Is that a term?
It's been in my head before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I shut it off because it was like, not going to get attached to something that, I'm going to probably resent you for later.
And that's right.
Right? So I did it.
It's how
I did a good thing.
But kind of.
Right. Yeah. But then throughout the week, Sarah was sending us videos and pictures of the babies. And I'm like, we're missing out on all this time. Are we doing it or are we not doing it? Because we need to make a decision now. And so yesterday we sat down and we were like, okay. And the conversation, which is funny because the conversation wasn't, are we or are we not? Like, we need to make this decision. I think we both intrinsically just knew that we were, right?
Yeah.
We, by that point, like seeing all that, like just being like, oh, and we really miss them. And so.
And I think that it made a big difference. So you guys need to understand that Sarah and Jerry, her beautiful man, are 2 of the most extraordinary humans we've ever met.
They're total hippies. They're very into energy, like love them.
Yeah, and they are
very into animals, love all animals.
Yeah, they're great lovers of all living things, right? And so there was a huge part of me that
they
was
also live in a school bus,
right? There was
literally in a school bus,
and that was the part I wasn't sure where they were really at because you talked to Sarah and it was like, well, if you guys aren't going to keep them, then I'm going to keep them. And then you talk to Jerry, and he's like, well, if you guys don't keep them, then we'll find them home. And they didn't want to separate them. They're definitely a very bonded pair, and they're still a little feral in a way. Mm-hmm. They're not as comfortable, like Friday and Zorro, very comfortable with people.
Yeah.
These 2, not so much. So anyway, but circumstances of the situation were very much, I feel like they're on the same page that it's not the best for the kittens to stay living in their tiny house situation right now.
Yeah. So they sent, so yesterday we sat down and we said, what are we going to, what?
Heidi was just pointing out your arms crossed.
So yesterday we sat down and we were like, when are we going to get them? Because, we're missing out on a lot. They're missing out on a lot. we want to.
This is a very
So cat tip of the day.
Foundational time.
Kittens between the ages of 2 and 14 weeks are at their prime for being socialized, right? So we teach them a lot. They learn a lot between this
they're
age.
Most open to new experiences. Yeah. They get comfortable with a number of things. You can really, it's a foundational time.
Yes. Yeah. It's a very foundational time.
Formative.
So it was like, formative time of their lives. So we were like, so I was just thinking about that. And I was like, how much time are we missing out? Like we're missing, like it's been a week now. That's a whole week of their, beginning 8 stages. What are we going to do? And we both decided on Monday, which happens to be tomorrow morning at 8:30. So in less than 24 hours, we will have 2 kittens.
And they're already named, and I think their names are so
Madison
fitting for them.
and Jack.
Yeah.
Yes. Madison Grace and Jack William.
Is that not the best?
Aren't those great names?
These kids.
Which I'm sure will change. It'll be like Jack will end up calling him Jay.
He's going to Jack
Maddie.
I already was calling him Jackman.
Jackman. Yeah. I mean, when you're a cat parent, like your cats have like 17 names. You call them.
Twins. Who knows?
Twist. Oliver Twist is only called Oliver Twist when he's like in trouble. Oliver Twist. And then, but mostly it's Mr. Twister or Twist.
Yeah, like Pooh Bear is Poodly Doo or Mr. Tubby Brumbles. You know what I mean? Like, there's a number.
That's how it works. But so Madison Grace, that we will register them at the veterinarian's office when we bring them to a veterinarian. So let's talk a little bit about the steps that one should take.
Yeah, because I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous.
It's been 2 years, guys. Those 2 years have flown by.
They have. And and 2 years ago when Friday and Zorro came to us,
we were learning so much. We were in scramble mode to learn everything that we could learn to make sure that we did
once we realized it was actually happening, that they were coming cross country to us.
Yeah, they are the most amazing.
Yes, kids. Heidi, we are going to have them forever.
Yes, they are forever. And I mean, the beautiful thing about Sarah is that she's our pet sitter. So, we just booked a flight. We have a trip coming up in August. So they get to come back and stay here.
We'll see if that trip actually happens.
It's happening. Oh, well, unless like another coronavirus outbreak happens. But yes. So, and I mean, if next year happens the way this year was supposed to happen, she was going to be here almost every month.
I know.
Because we had a tour booked. We had lots of events. We had some family stuff. Like we had a lot of stuff that we were planning for 2020. That none of it happened, obviously, because of COVID-19. So next year, I think she'll be able to be here a lot as well.
Which will be really cool because she loves them so much.
Yeah.
And so does Jerry. Yeah. Jerry's first word.
She also loves all of our cats a lot.
Jerry's first word when he was a BB, his first word was kitty.
Yeah.
And he literally is.
So that just goes to show how much they actually love.
Yeah.
Love.
But they're in a situation, and I feel like it's kind of heartbreaking. I feel like what it would be in a situation where you're not necessarily able to. Yeah. To take on 2 kittens.
Yeah. Care for them the way that you want to. But they did say yesterday, they texted and said that they had learned a whole lot from us, and the power of food and the power of supplementation for kitties, because we've got them on, like, we went and bought like a ton of food for them, which I was also thinking about. I was like, they're going to run out of food. Because they don't already. Like, they're going to run out of food. We got to bring them
we got to pull the trigger one way or the other. No, but these little ones were definitely kind of sickly. I'm anxious, or I'm excited to get them to the vet and get them tested for everything, because obviously they'll be joining our crew and want to know what all is going on with them. But they were kind of sickly.
They seemed a little sickly when we first met them. I mean, just, malnourished a little bit. Obviously they were weaned too early from mama. Yeah. So they needed extra nutrients. They needed extra, and a good, healthy diet. And so we were able to provide all that for them, even though they weren't here. Plus all of our supplements. We have a full line of supplements that's what we do, is we sell supplements, believe it or not. And we we have certain products that are just super beneficial for kittens specifically, right? I mean, they're good for all cats, but like worming products. So a kitten at that
non-toxic worming.
Yeah, all of our products are completely natural, and you carry no side effects. Hi, Z.
Come say hi.
Man. Hi. Oh my goodness.
Hi, my love. We're talking about your little brother and sister, baby.
Yes, I think these two, our black babies, Friday and Zorro, are going to be the most excited. I think they are going to be great. I can't wait to film the entire thing. And so we have like a video library of this whole, this whole process. But we have a worming product, and most kittens, especially feral kittens, are going to be infested with worms. And so we were able to, they were able to worm them naturally. So we're also not pumping a ton of chemicals into their body first thing as a 7-week-old kittens or whatever. They were 6 when they found them, probably. I don't know. And then we have Vira-X, which is an antiviral, all natural antiviral product. Whereas a lot of kittens, especially right now, because cat flu is going around, so things like calicivirus, upper respiratory infections, these kind of things can really take a kitten down. And so we were able to even proactively give them a natural antiviral product. So, and of course, our Catalyst, which helps them to utilize the nutrients in the food better and really helps to reduce inflammation in the body and helps to build their immune system up. And so it's
crazy how quick you see a difference with kittens, though.
Especially with kittens. Yeah.
It's been
like
really
their coats
exciting
went
to
from
see.
the first day we met them to like scraggly to like
very
4
coarse.
days later, they were much, much better. And now when you just even looking at the pictures, they look great.
They're looking pretty good.
Yeah. So, but when you're taking in new cats, new kittens, even if it's a new cat, regardless, if you're adding to your household, there's some steps you want to make sure that you take. And these are things that we learned really quickly. And not actually, this is one of those that we didn't learn the hard way with Friday and Zorro, at least. We learned because we are blessed enough to have access to some of the most amazing resources when it comes to the pet world and the pet health world. And so we were lucky enough to be able to, I had like a 2-hour conversation with Dr. Lori Kozier.
Oh, Dr.
Who's a very,
Kozier
very
is the best.
well-known veterinarian.
I wish she lived here.
Yes.
I love her so much.
And then, all the access to all the other holistic veterinarians, integrated veterinarians, and people that are just in the pet health world that have done this, have already been through this. Our VIP group helped us so much.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because a lot of them are like
Daddy
fosters
and Vicky and
they
Missy.
take in kittens all the time. And so they know
they could help walk
things.
us through some of the
so we were really blessed, but we did learn some valuable lessons. And one of them is what you said, like we want to keep them separated at first because we don't know. Well, one, I mean, you want to separate them at first anyway, just to get their smells.
You can do a gentle introduction.
Yeah, a gentle introduction. Right. But for kittens, or any cat, I guess, but you want to keep them separated until they are tested and we can make sure that they aren't carrying something that could, potentially, hurt the entire clan or clouder.
Well, especially Pooh Bear.
Yeah. So we want to keep them separated at first, and then we want to get them into the vet, which we will probably this week.
I'm thinking Wednesday.
Yeah.
Ideally.
I was thinking Thursday.
Okay.
But yeah, whatever.
That'll probably depend on when
the following
we're able to
or even the following week. Just because, I mean, I know they've already been here, but I kind of want them to, I want them to feel a bit acclimated.
Yeah.
Get comfortable before we drop them off somewhere.
Yeah.
So
these drop-offs are killing me, y'all.
I know.
Can't wait for COVID to be over just for that. I can't do the drop-offs.
I wonder if all of them are still doing drop-offs now that the bans are lifting and they're opening restaurants but not vet offices.
I don't know. I saw Boca was still doing drop-offs.
Really?
Yeah.
So Boca is one of the other vet clinics nearby. So that's one thing we want to do, and then we want to make sure that we, not just health-wise, but mentally wise as well, make sure that we take care of the other cats that are in our home. Because when you get kittens, they can take up your entire day. They can take up your entire, all of your energy. They can be like mind fucking, mind fucking.
What? Consuming. They can just be all consuming.
All consuming. Yes.
You just
same
wanted
difference,
to say the F word.
mind fucking, all consuming, same thing. They can take up all of your energy, all of your time, all of your attention is the word I'm looking for.
Right. And I think that especially existing family members can be very sensitive to being ignored or neglected when there's a change in the house.
Yeah.
So that's a huge priority for, I think for me especially with our older boys.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think so another quick cat tip is confidence building sessions really helped when we brought in Friday and Zorro. We're going to do this. We're going to do this as well with our older boys now, because confidence building sessions are literally like nothing. You don't have to spend a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of energy, and it's fun. But literally, explain a confidence building session.
So we learned this a trick from the beautiful Dr. Marcy Koski of Feline Behavior Solutions. Everyone should follow her. Dr. Marcy Koski, Feline Behavior Solutions. And we were dealing with some issues with Pooh Bear at the time and Mr. Biddles. And basically a confidence building session is when you have a kitty, especially indoor kitties that aren't able to go outside and exercise. You got a bite?
No, I totally missed a full line of hair on when shaving my legs.
You have a furry leg?
No, it's just like this one line. So when I cross my legs, I like scratch the other leg.
Oh, that's funny. So cats, like people, can suffer from a lack of confidence when they're not able to exercise their true selves, right? When they're not feeling comfortable or they feel bored or they feel like whatever it may be. And so with Dr. Marcy Koski, this was a game changer for us. And it happened when we brought Friday and Zorro in the first time. Pooh Bear was really having a difficult time dealing with having new kitties in the home. And she said, try a confidence building session. And that is basically taking him into a room or being in a place where you're not distracted by other cats or other people.
Yeah, so taking him to a room and closing the door is the easiest way to do that.
Easiest way to do that, but a lot of cats will be like freaked out if you take them into a room and you close the door.
At first.
Right. But just sit with them for a little while, get comfortable, let them know nothing crazy is going on. And then we use the wand toy, we use the bird. Da Bird, you can get that on Amazon, best toy ever. It's a wand with feathers and it's awesome. And you take basically 20 minutes of completely engaging, no distractions between you and your cat. And that one cat at a time, undivided attention, and let them start to play at their own pace. Pooh Bear, we had tried for 3 years, longer than that even, to, when you're playing with other babies, you've got balls, you've got wands, you've got the laser pointer. Pooh Bear would want nothing to do with play. He would run away.
He ran from toys. Like he
was like nothing to do with it.
If there are other cats around, he runs from it like we're scaring him.
And Dr. Koski said, if your cat is, because we were like, no, Pooh Bear doesn't like toys. And she was like, if your cat is telling you they don't like to play, he's lying. He's lying to you, because this is such an integral part of being a cat. It's basically giving them the opportunity to exercise their feline instincts and feel comfortable and confident. We did one session with Pooh Bear.
Oh my God. And it changed him.
It was
that one session, the very first session we ever did, it was like he was all of a sudden like I'm the man. I'm good.
We would catch him like Friday before, if the cats were coming by, he would run or he would hiss. And I will never forget watching him sitting under the dining room chair, and watching Friday walk by, and his little tail was like twitching, and then he just reached out and went boop, 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 boop on her butt. And I was like, oh my God, he's playing with her. And there have been a couple times. So it's just a game changer. And I think that was something that was really fundamental, because it's like, oh, I'm sorry, we know our cats. Pooh Bear does not like to play. He does not like toys. But that was really,
it turns out he did. When you were playing with him on his own,
it took about 10 minutes for him to just show the slightest signs of wanting to play.
Yeah.
And then he kind of got into it. So be patient with it. But I'm a full believer. If you've got a kitty that says they don't like to play, they're lying. And it just takes some confidence building sessions.
Yeah, and these confidence building sessions are super helpful when it comes to introducing new cats into your home, right? Another thing is cat calm. That's going to be
Heather.
That is already, hey Heather, that's already going to be, it's already being introduced, but we're going to, starting especially tonight and tomorrow, we're going to be putting more of the cat calm, which is a natural calming formula for cats, into the food, because it just helps to naturally reduce stress. It's not a sedative or anything like that. It just helps to, naturally reduce their stress. And that's another thing that's really great for these kind of stressful situations for other cats.
Yeah. So there's things that you can do that, whether, supplementally or behavior wise or whatever.
Yeah.
That we're going to be, because I think this is where my nervousness comes from, because it's like, I want to try to remember everything to make sure that we do it right and do it well for everybody involved.
And we'll learn as we go too, you know, like new things. Like these two kittens are not like the same. They're not
totally different.
They're totally different from Friday and Zorro. As for a half baby. Yes, we'll talk about that to you. Do you want
to come up and say hi?
They don't have the same kind of personalities. They are more feral than these two were. So it's so it's something to.
It's going to be an adventure, and you guys know that we are just going to saturate
social media,
everything.
You guys will see
all of you with all of our updates.
Yeah. So if you don't follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, subscribe to like all of these things, you're going to see it all. So you might have to mute us for a while if it's too much. Please don't leave us, but you may have to mute us for a while. You know, when you get those people that are like constantly posting, and you're like, I'm gonna just mute that for a minute so I can see if there's other stuff going on in the world. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been on social media and like personal social media in
a long time.
Yeah.
I know.
No.
Yeah, I realized that when I'm missing like what is that, Messenger on Facebook? This is how good I am at Facebook. Messenger has like, I'll get a pop-up that says so and so sent you a message 7 days ago. I'm like, what?
Yep. So, but I mean, there's a lot of other things too. So when we're introducing new cats, let's say that we know they're healthy. We know that they are, that everything's fine health-wise. We've done confidence building sessions. Everybody's semi-okay with just the smells in the surrounding area, right? And they feel comfortable where they're at. Now we want to start to swap scents. So by scents, I mean SCENTS. So smells, we want to swap smells. So what that means is whatever something that say the kittens have, like a blanket that that the kittens have been laying on, and then a blanket, say that the cat that our existing clouder have been laying on. Then we want to swap them out so that now they're getting the swap scents, right? So they're both smelling each other, but not seeing each other just yet. And then we do that maybe for, it depends on your situation. Do that for a small amount of time. Let's swap scents. And then we want to slowly introduce them to each other so they can kind of see each other. What we did with Friday and Zorro and what we will do with these two are baby gates. And thank God we didn't throw away those baby gates.
I know. I was thinking about that.
But we put up baby gates so they could see each other. And then what we would do is we would feed them at the same time. And we would just feed them outside of, because eating around the other cats is like what do they call it? Like they're usually solitary eaters, right. but they know that they can't get to each other, but they're
basically
eating.
Associating a positive experience,
correct,
with new family members.
Yes.
So everybody likes dinner time.
Right.
So they're able to associate that positive experience without feeling threatened. Everyone's just eating in their own spaces, but they're near to each other.
But so they can see each other, they can smell each other, and they're eating together. And then, and we don't do that like all day long. We don't walk away from those gates because those gates, I'll tell you,
just climb them.
They can climb them. Yeah. They can knock them down.
What if they try to jump the gate? They will try to jump the gate, which is why it's supervised. Yeah. Usually, we would have one on either side of the gates because,
one of us on either side of the gate. Yeah, but so we got 2 baby gates.
And we stack them.
And then, and it was a bitch. It was a lot to try to,
and then trying to go in and out of the room.
And so it's going to be. I don't know if they're going to climb as much as well. Jack is already a climber, so they're going to climb those baby gates. So you don't leave them unattended. However,
always supervised.
But for a short amount of time, if we can kind of introduce each other, and then keep the door closed, whatever, do all the stuff and things that they need, and then. And then we slowly bring them in, like what we did with Friday and Zorro is we would bring one cat in the room and just see how they react and with us and just see, how they interact with each other. And then we, later on bring another cat in and then they kind of start to get used to one another.
And we would let the cats come in at their own pace, right? Because they're already like sniffing at the door and they want to know what's going on. So if they wanted to come in, we would let them in. when we were to that
After all
phase.
those,
It's like you want to go grab your cat and be like, it's your turn to go visit the kittens and throw them in a room. You know what I mean? So everything at their own pace. We're like trying to pay attention to
their needs.
Yeah. To where they're at with this whole thing.
Yeah. So
So that's exciting.
what we're gonna do, and then we have to put up all the like baby-proofing stuff again too. Like,
y'all, I'm gonna do. So we have this. We have like a loft area upstairs, and that railing is essentially what 12 feet off the ground. And Friday she's like a beam walker. She loves to do, and to this day, it's like
she did it twice today.
Yeah, and it's nerve-wracking because if she slips, and she'll try to like turn around while she's on the railing. And she'll like almost slip.
But it's like a 16-foot drop.
No, it's like 12. I mean,
it's
12, 13, 14, 15. It's probably 13 or 14.
Okay, so it's a tall drop, and if they fell off of that, and Zorro almost did once, they would land on tile floor, like,
which can't be good.
Like, yeah.
Everyone said, cats always land on their feet. Well, that's fine, but
yeah, but especially when their bones are still not, fully, like when they're young little kittens or whatever. I mean, any cat, like we still freak out.
Z, we're talking about you, babe.
He did it once, and he's never done it again because he was climbing up there, and he had done it. Yes, he's not as let's say he's not as agile as Friday is, and so. He's the sweetest boy in the world, but he climbs up there because she's climbing up there, and he's on the railing, and I'm like underneath, like, no, please get down, and I'm like, if he falls, I'm catching him. He tries to turn around on the railing, right? Railing. He tries to turn around and starts to fall. And I'm like, oh, like scariest moment of my life. And he catches himself, luckily, pulls himself back up and gets down, and he's never climbed it again because that was scary. He's also very smart. Yes, you are, my love.
Yeah, Lindsay just said my Luna fell off the railing today. So scary.
Yeah.
I can't.
I know. And that's what got me even more scared because Lindsay had texted and said that Luna fell. And then we see Friday, and I'm like, no!
Oh my God!
Yeah,
it's just so.
It was kind of scary.
He's like, are you gonna be okay? You just need a weird noise.
My baby girl, I mean my baby boy, my sexy man. Yes.
He's gonna be such a sweet.
He's such a stud muffin. Oh, he's gonna be such a good brother to these kittens. Yeah. He's gonna be very excited about it.
He is just the most loving
cat on the
He's
planet.
Been such a little healer in our family.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he still is, aren't you?
Yes, you are.
Aren't you, my love? Anyway, so that's where we're at. We've got
how many less than 24 hours.
Yeah, so like
12, 13, 14, 15,
16 hours.
15,
in 16 hours. In
not a lot of time.
15 hours, we're gonna have 2 new additions to the family. Baby kittens. Madison and Jack, and we're super excited about it. Do follow us on social media, subscribe to the podcast, and we'll tell you guys all about everything. But follow us on social media so you can see all about everything. Because they're are
gonna be crazy.
Over the moon excited now. We're so happy that we finally
you've taken your wall down.
Yes, I mean now that you have. Let your wall down or been okay with it. I'm so excited. Like I was getting the room ready today, and like before I threw some stuff in there, but I didn't really get it ready because I knew we were kitten sitting, so it wasn't going to necessarily be a forever thing. But now it's like, okay, we're gonna get some stuff and things ready for the babies, and I'm gonna really clean it, and I'm so excited. So it's happening tomorrow morning, and follow our journey, guys.
You guys,
I'm excited.
We're so excited, and we're so excited for you guys being so helpful, and
we're so grateful for you guys.
Yeah, because the past week and a half has been a lot of just kind of walking through this decision
and
together with you guys. Yeah, it was a lot, especially after losing Biddles and us coming from different places, and you guys have been really helpful and supportive, and I don't know, it just means a lot to us.
It really does. You guys,
so thank you guys.
Yeah, all of you guys are so there's not even words. We can't even say how integral a word?
I think integral is a word, but
what does it mean?
It means that it's like very
important.
Yeah, he's eating my buttons, you guys. Okay. It's like a fundamental part of something.
Yes, you guys have been so integral in our process of both grief and turmoil, and then making a decision. You guys have been so supportive to us. You're like, get the kittens, but we understand.
But
and
also
that's a good
think
decision.
about it. Do it when you're ready.
And yes, so you guys have been so awesome, and we are super, super grateful for you guys. So that's going to wrap up the podcast. We're going to be live on Facebook in about 40 minutes.
Heather, you're so right. He is munching my buttons. She said, naughty button eater.
He's so funny. So Zorro is so funny because he has his different ways with his mamas. So he does different things with Adrienne than he does with me. One of the things that he loves to do and has since he was like a little kitten is eat her buttons, but he's never eaten my buttons before.
I love my buttons.
That kind of sounded dirty, didn't it? I eat your
buttons. I love to eat your buttons.
I love to eat your buttons.
I don't know if that's dirty. You just made it sound dirty now.
It sounded dirty. I don't know.
That sounds weird. Mama's weird. This mama's so weird.
But he has to lay on me in the mornings, and he's goodness, we're talking too much about you. And he just has his little. He loves to play with me. She can bounce the ball, and he doesn't necessarily chase the ball when she bounces it, but he will chase the ball when I bounce it. It's so funny.
I'm like, what is better about your bounce? Like, why is your bounce better than mine?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, no, you gotta do it
my buttons. Why don't you eat my buttons?
He's such a character. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see how Friday and Zorro and Pooh Bear and Twist
acclimate.
Yeah, because we've never had a situation where there isn't love involved at some point, right? I mean, we've had some pretty good introductions, and I think that
we have great cats.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
We just have great
they're
cats.
Gonna be a big happy family, and I just want to make sure that they are.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
So
they are
very exciting.
No question. Do you wear buttons?
Do you wear buttons? Jay wears a lot less buttons than I do.
It's true.
I really am a big fan of the button-down shirt.
Yeah, I love button-downs, but I don't do it. I don't wear them as
You wear
often.
weird stuff. Like you wear shirts. Weird stuff. Like you wear shirts that I would back in the day when you go into a dressing room.
See you in the shirt.
And it's like, yeah, I'm sure that'd be fun because I wouldn't know what hole to put my head through.
Oh my god! So for
do you guys ever do that
tonight? Do you want to
trade shirts?
Trade shirts?
That's funny. So.
Would you?
Doesn't she wear weird stuff? It's like if you go into a dressing room and you don't know.
Do you guys think I'm weird?
You guys don't know which head to put your hole. Which hole? If you go into a dressing room
and you don't know which
hole to put your head through, I'm not buying it. Like this is a shirt that's way too complicated and weird for me. Look at all the options here. Like where am I going to go? Like what? It's not always the big hole, right? Because you have shirts that like there's the armhole, but then the big hole is like for the shoulder thingy. It's like you wear weird. You wear less, but I'll just say I'm a bigger fan of the button downs than Jay is. They're just a little more straightforward for me. I need something that's not complicated and easy to figure out.
So yeah, great question. I don't wear as many buttons, no, but simple is best. Debbie said, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Debbie.
Yeah,
Debbie understands.
I think that.
Lindsay
thank you, Lindsay. I like Jay's shirts.
Jay does have cool shirts. She does. She's got really cool shirts.
Wait, you are calling them now that Lindsay has said.
I mean, they're weird.
Now that Lindsay said she likes them, they're cool. But before they were weird.
Well, they look great on you. Like I get like oh, nice choice. Like you'll come home with stuff that I'll be like, I don't know what this is or how to. You know what I mean? Like, is it a tube top? Is it a like? What the hell is happening?
Oh my god! Remember when I used to wear tube tops? Why are you laughing at me? Why are you laughing at me now?
Remember those two, like the scrunchy ones, right? It just looked like a little thingy, but you put it on and it's like it was literally a piece of apparel. Anyway, I think they're cool shirts. I'm agreeing with Lindsay. They're just weird. Right? They're like weird.
I want to swap shirts for
they're
Facebook
confusing
tonight.
to put on.
Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up this podcast.
Okay.
Once again, and we want to say we love you and thank you so much for all of your love and support through all of this stuff.
Yeah, we've had an exciting journey with you guys these last few weeks.
Super exciting,
and it means a lot to us that you guys are on the journey with us. Thank you guys.
100% hundo. So, what, baby? What?
Tell us about it, bud.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, see what?
Is everyone still sleeping downstairs?
What did you say again?
Can you tell us?
See?
What? What are you saying?
He's like, I have sung
the
you a
sweetest
song.
voice.
We are done. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So
we're wrapping it up.
Yeah,
we're going to be live
on
on Facebook in about
30
minutes. And
so come join us.
And little cat tip review action.
Yeah, exactly. And subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And
nailed it. Nailed it.
And we love you guys. So
we love you. Happy Sunday.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Bye, y'all.